Hello everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Come on into my craft room and let's get started. I am going to pull us up over here. Cooper, hush. Cooper, no. All right, I've got us pulled up. So when you get here, say hello, let me know you're here, and we'll get going. So this is a print from Digital Deco Design. I am an affiliate. There is a link in the post. I do make a small commission if you purchase on that link. There is also a Kathy Creates 10 code that will give you 10% off. So make sure if you purchase anything that you take advantage of that. And there's Miss Tracy. Hello, my mama. Mama is on. Miss Tracy is on. Okay, so if you look at this print, how gorgeous is this print? I dearly love it. So we are going to take this print and we're going to take this piece of scrap wood and we're going to turn it into something beautiful. Okay, so let's set our print aside for now. And we are going to go ahead. Looks like there's a piece of grass on this. That's strange. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and paint this white. All right. The only thing I'm really concerned about, because let me hold this up here a second. You can see that this print, it fits pretty close side to side. We're going to cut these white edges off. But it fits pretty close side to side. It's the top and the top that's going to be, but that's fine because we're going to put a bow up here. Okay. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Hello, hello. All right, so let's get this guy painted. We're going to paint this white. I'm not really too terribly concerned about coverage, you know, in this area because the print's going to go over it, and that is printed on rice paper, so it doesn't bleed as bad as like a napkin would. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm more concerned about my edges and this top, because that is what's going to show. So we are going to go ahead and get this all painted up. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. I appreciate you, lady. We are going to need some more paint. And I apologize if my dogs start barking. They both decided they wanted to be in here tonight. So my puppies are in here with us. All right, so we have this bottom half is pretty much painted. Just gonna drag this. Actually, I'm gonna go the other way because I want to get rid of brush strokes on my edges that might show. Okay, so I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other end. Coffee cheers to you too, Miss Cheryl. We are going to get this painted and we're going to get on with it. I've got beads pulled. I've got floral pulled. I've got some ideas of what we're going to do with this. So this is going to be awesome. At least in my head it is. We'll see if I can pull it off. You know, you never know. Sometimes what's in your head and what comes out on the craft aren't necessarily the same things. So we will see. Yeah, a little bit of excess paint, so I'm just kind of spreading it out so I get a good coat on everything. Some places are a little thinner than others, so I just keep spreading it around. It should kind of take care of itself. I don't have that much excess, so it should be fine. How was everybody's day today? We are unseasonably warm here in Ohio. It was in the high 80s, which is not this time of year. We're not supposed to be that warm. So that was a little interesting. Okay, so that is all painted up. I already painted our beads because I'm going to do some half beads all the way around it. Hello, Michelle. Yes, the puppies are here. Cooper is right here, and Teddy's over by the door. But they are in the craft room. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, I've had this for years, and I just forget to put it on, but yeah, exactly, Mom. We went from unseasonably cold to unseasonably hot. It's crazy. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of this. Too warm. Yeah, we're about the same there, Miss Cheryl, and we're in northern Ohio. Right now, it's only 82 right now, but it was up, I think it got up to 88 or 89 today. And it's humid. And I think we're supposed to get some kind of a storm come through tonight. And then the next 10 days are supposed to be much nicer. It's supposed to be, I think, in the high 70s, low 80s for like the next 10 days. And that is more like Ohio weather. And I will take it. As I said last time, I am not a fan of this hot, hot weather. That's why I don't live in Alabama, where my daughter lives. I don't like that. Bob was in the Navy. We lived in Florida, and I hated it. I couldn't wait to come home. So make sure you're commenting for Happy Mail. This week's mail will go on to the next month's drawing. I need to probably draw this weekend for, actually May. We'll get that one drawn. I'm running a little late with being on vacation and getting the subscription box out and all the things. So my subscription group ladies, I mailed your boxes today. So they're on their way. Well, actually, I sent them UPS. Because the Postal Service has been messing them up. I've had a few of my folks not get them, or the boxes are destroyed, and so we decided to switch to UPS and see if that works a little better. So be on the lookout. I'm getting this dry. That's the only problem with putting that heavy coat of paint on. It takes a little bit longer. Hey, Miss Karen. How are you, Miss Karen? We almost have this, and then we can move on. Almost dry. It's just a few spots that are still a little on the tacky side. Alright, I think that's pretty good. We can set this aside. I'm doing great, Karen. Thanks for asking. Okay, we're going to move this aside. I don't want to get paint on the print. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the edge. Normally I tear, but with what I'm going to do, there's no need to tear. I'm going to put beads all the way around the edge, okay? So that's just a waste of time to tear it. So we're just going to cut it as close to the edge as we can get it. And again, this print is from Digital Deco Design. I am an affiliate. I do make a small commission if you purchase through her using my link. My link is at the top of this post, and make sure you use the discount code of Kathy Creates 10, and that will get you 10% off of your purchase. I believe that is only on non-sale items, so if there's anything on sale, you won't get the 10% on that, but it will be on everything else. She's got some gorgeous prints. I really liked this one. I liked it with the flag in the back and then the little rusty bucket and then the flowers. I thought it was really pretty. Okay. We have that cut. All right, there's our print. Now we are going to, oh, we're still wet right there in the middle. Get that dry. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Welcome, welcome in. All right, I think we're pretty good. Good enough. So now we are going to put this guy. I want to look here and see where my beads are going to put it. Yeah, I think that is about perfect where I want it. All right, so we need to grab our Mod Podge. Where's my Mod Podge? Here it is. And let's grab a brush. Okay, and now we're going to spread our Mod Podge around and get this whole thing all Mod Podged up so I can lay my print down. Ooh, there's a big clump of Mod Podge there. All right, so we've got our Mod Podge pretty well on. We may have to go back and add a little more here and there. It's hard to tell where I'm gonna be with this, but I think that's pretty good for now. All right, I gotta turn this around so I can get it lined up the way I want it. I think that looks pretty good. So I always kind of start in the center and work my way out. And I just want to check my corners here. I think I got it. All right. So now we are going to, I don't like when I put the Mod Podge on to seal it, I don't like to put it on the print itself, because I think it gets too much and then it kind of muddies the print. It won't, the colors just don't pop as much if you get too much on there. Yes, it dries clear, but it still, in my opinion, leaves a little air bubble there that I had to work out. Now with the rice paper, you don't have to be quite as careful with, you know, tearing as you would a napkin, but you still want to be a little bit cautious. I always like to make sure my edges are down good. And what the coat on the Mod Podge on top does is it just gives you a nice sealer, so that, you know, if anybody like picks it up with Cheeto fingers or anything like that, you'll be able to wipe it off. It won't ruin your print. It's hard to see where I got a little spot right there in the middle that I need to finish. Right here. Gotta look for that sheen. That's what I'm doing when I'm backing up here. I'm looking at the sheen of it to make sure I got the whole thing covered. Already starting to dry. Make sure my edges are down there. Work on those brush strokes a little bit. All right, I think we've got it down. Got a little puckering going on up here at the top, so we're just going to push that down with our brush and Mod Podge. So that a little bit right there. That looks good. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, so let's dry this up and then we'll start gluing our beads on. I've never had it yellow. I've never had it yellow at all. And I've been using the Mod Podge for years. So, and honestly, this print, it wouldn't be noticeable anyways because it's already distressed. And it already kind of has that yellowy sepia type look. Okay, I think we've got it. All right. So we have our print. It's on our board. And now we've got the tedious task of gluing all of these. Now, I already painted these because I knew that that would take a little while to paint them and get them dry. So I painted them ahead of time and got them dry. So you guys don't have to sit here and watch me paint. Now you just get to watch me put all my beads on. Now, one of the things that I didn't do that I should do is I usually spread these out first so I can get my spacing. So if I need to, you know, stagger a couple, spread them out a little bit so I get my ends the way I want them. So I will do that right now. Actually, I think this is going to work out pretty perfect. Yep, that's going to be perfect. Okay, where did I leave off? Right here. I'm going to have a ton of glue strings, but that's okay. We'll take our heat tool and that just melts them away. They just disappear when you do that. I love adding the little half beads to things because I think it just makes a really cute frame. Hey, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy's in the house. Okay, so as you can see, look at how cute that looks. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing on the side. I mean, there's lots of ways you can do these prints. As far as, you know, I could have torn the edges. I could have painted it a different color than white. And then it would have just kind of melted into the wood. But I really liked the idea of doing the beads on this one. Can we get to in here? No. So we're going to have to spread these a little bit. That's what I was talking about how you need to just kind of, because I would have made my side off. We're just going to space them just a smidge so I can get there. Okay, let's start going. This is a digital deco design print, Tracy, and I loved it too. I thought it was gorgeous. I have some thoughts on how to do this guy. We're going to embellish this guy. I think it's going to be really cute. Okay, we're about half done with the beads already. So that didn't take too long. Oh, the computer went to sleep. Okay, so we've got two sides of it done. Tons of glue strings, but we'll get those in a minute. Again, we're going to do this, just keep repeating this process until we get all the way around it. We're going to space them out, make sure they're good. Yes, I should be on Craft Around the Clock. Yeah, Miss Tracy was on, so I'm pretty sure she posted it. Who knows? Facebook's been quite wonky lately, so anything's possible. All right. Space these guys just a smidge too. There, I think that's good. So let's start these up. So Bap doesn't think he's recovered yet from having the grandkids this weekend. He's still quite tired. It was, they are so full of energy, and I swear they just suck our energy right out. That's why they have so much energy. I just figured it out. It's because they suck all of our energy. They definitely keep us hopping. I wouldn't trade it for the world, though. We had so much fun at the zoo with them. And then we celebrated my birthday on Sunday with their mommy and daddy and mom. And that was wonderful. Just time with all of them. I love it. Okay. We got one more. Yes, Cheryl. And I've got some ideas. So we'll see. We'll see how it all comes together here. It's already looking really cute. I like this so far. get one more in here? I don't think I can. Nope. Okay. So we're going to have to do some spreading here. Okay. I just got to glue these down and we are good. Yeah, it was so much fun. And it was kind of cool because, you know, we're Zoom members. We were Zoom members 2 years ago. We didn't do it last year because I was incapacitated with my shoulder. There was no way I could pick up Emmett to change him and things. So we could not go to the zoo. And, but in past years, and we were members years ago when our kids were little. And so, I mean, we've been members not concurrently forever, but there's been many years that we've been members of the zoo. Well, there was some things that I had never seen. As many times as I've been to the zoo, there was a few things that I had never. There's a building that's the Natural Museum, or Museum of Natural History. That's it. And I've been in there before, but I never went upstairs. I didn't realize there was an upstairs that you could go to. And it was really cool. They had a bunch of drawers that you could pull out the drawers. And there was animal pelts. Tons of them. They must have had, oh gosh, I don't know, a dozen or so different, at least. There must have been at least a dozen different animal pelts in there. I mean, they had polar bears, they had giraffes, they had, trying to think what else was in there. There was just all kinds of them. I think there was an otter. And it was cool because they had like plexiglass over them in the drawer, so you couldn't pick it up, but then it had a hole that you could put your hand in and feel it. So it was really cool. I never knew that existed. And I've been at the zoo hundreds of times, probably. Getting rid of my glue strings now. This works marvelously. With glue strings, this is the way to get rid of them. Okay. Yeah, it's Cooper. We babysat my grandsons anyway. Yeah, I hear you, Penny. Okay, so we've got our little beads on. I'm loving that. So there are a few things I want to do though. Okay, so let's get rid of these beads. We don't need these. Not bad. I only painted an extra 7, I guess. Okay, so where it is. I want to put some of my distressing ink. Which one do I want? Let's do, ooh, the aged mahogany might be kind of cool because it's got a red tint. Let's see what that looks like. Is it too red? I think that's too red. I don't think I want that. So let's try. This is the walnut stain. Yeah, it was really neat. And then they also had, up there, they had venomous snakes, which I don't know if they have them anywhere else at the zoo, but I was kind of surprised that they were tucked up there. It was kind of cool though. Like I said, I was very impressed. I had never been up there. It was very interesting. And then on the way out, Mom, I don't think I even told you this. On the way out, we're taking the elevator down. And Emmett almost pushes the emergency button. And we got him to not do it. And then when the elevator moved, it kind of startled him and he almost fell. And he reached out like that. And guess what? He pressed the emergency button. Yeah. So, and then like Toledo Fire Department came on over the little speaker there. And But it almost sounded like a recording. It wasn't, but they couldn't hear us, I don't think, because we kept saying, it was an accident. We didn't mean to push it. Yeah, I like this walnut too. And this is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I want it to be just subtle, but there. And I still have some glue strings right there in the middle. So we got off the elevator and there's a little snack stand, I guess, right in the building, but right there next to the elevator. So we're like, just so you know. Let me see how that looks, if I need a little more anywhere. And we were like, yeah, just so you know, our 2-year-old grandson just pushed the emergency button, and I believe the fire department's on their way. Nope, he wasn't a bit upset. He didn't care. He didn't care one bit. Did not bother him. I thought it was hilarious. Okay, so I think we're good there. I will hold this up and show you what we have. Okay, so I distressed our beads. I'm hoping that shows up on the camera. And look at that big old glue string right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Right? And it was red. So yeah, of course. So, all right. So here's my thoughts. I have some of these little white paper flowers, and I thought it would be kind of cool if we put some of them on here over the white flowers, where the white flowers are. Now they have the little stems on them, and I'm going to cut them off here in a moment. But I just kind of wanted to see, before I did that, if I like it or if it's going to be too much. And I also have, let me move those. I also have some of these little red roses. Let's see, where's my wire cutters? Ooh, I just about sat that down in paint. Let me move that back here out of my way before I get paint everywhere. So let's see if we cut, let's just cut one of them and see what we think. I don't know that I like it. I think it's going to look strange because it's too muted. I don't like it. We're not doing that. It's going to be too muted. The print is too muted, and these are going to stick out, and it's going to look a little weird. So we're not going to do that. But we are going to use these for our bow. We're going to put a bow on it. What do we got? We got 15 minutes. I thought I was going to like it, Bonnie, but I don't, because, let me hold it up and I'll show you. Because, like, the can kind of disappears, I think, that they're in, or the bucket that they're in. And I don't have any little blue flowers. Well, actually I do. I can see them from here, because, you know, I can see my floral wall. So, one second. Coming, guys, just a second. I only have a couple of them, but maybe this might work. I have a couple of these little blue flowers. Let's try this again. Maybe I'll like it. I can just kind of, I think I can just pull these right off. Oh, maybe not. Well, maybe I do like it with the blue ones in there. All right, let's just lay them out and see what we think. Cut a couple more of these off. Actually, I think it's growing on me. I think I might like it. All right, let's see. Let's cut these stems off. Yeah, stickles would be good too. Maybe one of each color. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We're gonna play here a little bit and see what we think. I'm kind of just putting them over where the other flowers were. Let's do a couple more of these rosebuds. Oh, that just popped right off. Still. Okay. And I'm just going to cut that little nub off. Try to get it as flat as I can without it falling apart. And it fell apart. Hopefully the flower won't fall apart. Actually, I think I am kind of liking that. I think we're going to go with it. Let's see what we got. Kind of feel like it's too much. Okay, I think I can go with that one. Okay. So let's start gluing this guy down. Hey, Caitlin. Hello, cultivating. Need another red one. Yes, Mom. Let's see if we like this. Well, it's kind of too late if we don't, because they're glued down. Ouch. Oh, darn it. That hurt. Nope, I didn't cut the end off that one. I just put a bunch of glue on it. So now it's stuck to my clippers. There we go. Oh, you didn't see the third one. Yeah, I got it in here. Okay. Man, that hurt. That one got me good. Actually, I kind of like it. I think I need something here. It's off center. So let's try maybe another white one. Then my count's all off, so maybe I need to do a fifth white one because I don't like even numbers. Maybe put that one right in the middle of the blues. Yeah, I think I like that. That kind of, the blues are kind of flat. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, so I think we're good on that. I think we're going to leave it that way. Let's make a bow. Oh, we got 5 minutes left. We got to hurry up. Okay, so I want to put some of these roses in here. So let's see what we got. Let's do this. These are from Hobby Lobby, by the way, if anyone was wondering. I'm going to put one of those in there. And we're going to put some of our favorites in there. I love using these. Okay, let's set these down here out of the way. Get some wire. So all I'm going to do this is I'm going to lay these like so, okay? I'm just going to kind of match up my ends, overlapping them. And we are going to just take our wire and tightly wrap it around all of these stems. Okay. So we have this little floral bundle, okay, which is going to look precious up here. Okay. And then we are going to take my favorite ribbon. You guys know I love this burlap. I think this is the first time I've gotten into the ribbon since I put it up there. Okay, let's see. I'm going to dovetail my ends. These aren't the best fabric scissors. Put our rubber band back on so we don't have a mess. And then this ribbon actually came from Joann Fabrics a couple years ago, I think. I found them on clearance. I thought that was really cute. And I liked that the stars are kind of that burlap color. So they're not real bright, which all of this is very muted. It's distressed. So I liked that about this as well. Okay, and then of course, you know what I'm reaching for. My raffia. And we're gonna get a piece of twine. And we're gonna pull out a few pieces of raffia. And we're just going to make a little loopy bow. And we're going to tie that with our twine. Me too. I love that star ribbon too. And like I said, I have it in with the white stars, and then I also have it with this burlap star. And I like the burlap, especially for this project. All right, so to make our bow, we're going to fold it in thirds, cheat it down, do the same thing with this one. We're going to put our burlap right in the middle, flip the whole thing over. Can you believe it? I know. Okay. Here is our little bow, precious little bow. And then we're going to add our floral to the back. We're just going to lay it across and tie it on. 2 minutes. We are doing good. Okay. And then, oh yes, this is exactly what this needed. That just finishes it. Okay. So we are going to just take our stapler and go through the back of that bow. Oh, that didn't go through at all. There, we got it that time. And we're going to go through the back of this side. Okay. And there you have it. I was thinking, and I still might do it, I just don't have time right now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I have this star left over from one of our kits. I have 1 minute left. Can I paint this that quick? Let's see. We're going to paint this guy up real fast. And we are going to stick him on there as well. You were thinking Red Buffalo? I was too, and I had it out, but I decided that I wanted to go with the stars. I could have done both. Okay. Oops. I'm on my cord. There we go. But it is a little too bright, so we do need to put a little bit of our I need to put a little bit of our ink on it to tone it down a little, because we don't want this to be so bright when everything else is a little dinged up. We're just dinging it. Okay, perfect. Oh, what the heck? Okay. Oh, I don't have the lid on it. No wonder it won't stay on. Okay. Put a big old wad of glue on our bow. Put our star right there. And we are done. Hello, Miss Pat. Hello, Miss Mary. And there we have it. There is our digital deco design print and some embellishments. So that is all my time for tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and y'all have a great evening, okay? Thanks so much. Bye-bye.